Hello, everybody. We're back for season 2, episode 3. At least counting the episode we did in the car, which I don't know that came to anything.
Actually, I did the one that we did the first day as episode 1.
I saw
and
that.
With the other two up as episode 2 and 2.5.
Okay, got you.
We're going to straighten out the nomenclature, but this is definitely episode 3.
Which I've actually misspelled as episode, so I don't know about that in the rundown.
So it's going to be all about grass and lawns. This is the grass and lawn episode, everybody.
Okay, I can do that. I will shift now. The summer is here. It is now 80 degrees and almost 90, meaning we are all going to be humid, hot, and miserable. So
sticky.
Yeah, this is a time of year. I like the winter for the most part. There are problems with it,
Sure.
but the problem with the summer is during the winter I can add clothing.
Yeah,
During the summer,
I can't keep pulling off skin.
No, at a certain point, there's not the capability of going anymore. So anyway, the really nice thing about it is the various parks were full this weekend.
Oh yeah,
and people were having a great time. I'm glad to see that that's worked out a little more. During the period of time prior, we were in a position that a lot of people weren't going to the parks because of our friends with ICE coming around trying to grab people. And I think a little bit of that is gone. There are still groups of people that are very nervous about that, and I feel badly about that. But the weather is doing what it is.
Yeah.
This last Thursday was a really interesting thing. I don't know what goes on with these circumstances. I'm not on the internet you are.
I had not seen this particular
it was some
situation
sort of
before.
It was a sort of teen gathering that took place at the park.
Basically, there was word that there was going to be a rush on the beachfront by all the kids because it was the last day of school.
Ah.
And
it pretty much was that.
Like, somebody on social media was trying to drum up and get every kid down there, and that would be a lot of kids, and that would be unruly.
I don't know how much it was successful, but I do know this. It was pretty crowded. The cops in the afternoon started putting up barriers and making sure people couldn't go in.
Yeah.
And then, this is the first time that this has ever happened. We are on the beach as far as our property is concerned. And the police used an automated no loitering, get the heck out of here sort of thing that played over and over again. And it appeared no one was paying any attention to it.
Good for them.
So I'm not real sure how that worked out. It's very difficult in those situations if you have large groups of people to herd them anyway.
Yeah.
So, but it was interesting. We've for 6 years lived on this property that's right on the beach, and that is the first time any automated "you're loitering, get the hell out of here" ever occurred.
Yeah, I lived down the street from you, but I did not hear it. But I had my windows closed.
And by the way, we have not talked about what are we drinking.
Oh, I'm still drinking the same old Shiner.
And I'm actually drinking Knob Creek.
Okay.
And the reason I have changed is the last 3 times I've drunk beer, I've gotten the hiccups. And I don't like that.
That's understandable.
Okay. Talking in terms of the park, there's something really interesting that's happened. And I say interesting way too much. Some of the people that live on Pratt basically created their own Stonehenge.
Okay.
In the middle of the night, with people acting as spotters and everything else, they moved in with a bunch of equipment and put block up in an area where people after the park is supposed to close,
Okay.
generally pull up, open their back doors of SUVs and trucks,
Yeah.
and blast music.
Yeah.
So an entire quadrant of people in that area basically have created a Stonehenge in that area to try and keep people from parking there. Now,
Oh, you're talking like at the end of the cul-de-sac.
yes,
Okay.
they put a whole bunch of cement stuff up there. And I, just as a person that has dabbled in anthropological stuff,
Mm-hmm.
look at that and think, what will people think of this in the future that people built these things and try and figure out what they were doing them for? Since we spend a significant amount of time doing that with old stuff and have no idea
Yeah.
why that's going on. So I just thought that, holy shit, someone 500 years from now is going to come upon this and make up some sort of story about what's going on as far as a religious ritual or a sacrifice of some sort that took place. So it's
This
just
is where we brought the young to sacrifice them to the water gods
exactly,
to protect
exactly.
our
I mean,
crops of
it's just
whatever. Yeah.
it
Huh.
I look upon things in a very strange way.
I need
most of the
to
time.
take a walk down there tonight and see what you're talking about.
It's not that big a deal. They basically bought
I'm just
a lot of the blocks that they would use for a retaining wall,
okay.
the bigger ones,
Yeah.
and stack them up in certain ways.
Okay.
And it is an interesting situation because number one, it happened. No one took it down from the park district. Number two,
Are you sure it wasn't the park district that put it up in the first place?
I'm sure because I know who put it up.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
And then one of the other people on Pratt came by with a little hand truck and manipulated them when they got moved.
Okay.
So
All right.
again,
Reminds me of a guy that used to go out there and dig trenches to try and deal with drainage issues.
again, here we are in a position that people did something for a specific reason that in the future no one will ever be able to figure out what it was.
Yeah, maybe. Depends on how many digital records survive. Anyway, what else you got?
Okay, we're moving out of hyper, that was hyper basically, to local news.
Okay.
In the continuing situation of me blasting the Bears as much as possible, they have decided to go to Hammond, theoretically.
Theoretically.
Meaning they have really not. They're still trying to play everyone off against one another.
Mm-hmm.
And the more this happens, the more I get perturbed. Because number one, I like football. I think it is a good sport. It's in a position that it generates teamwork. It
Sure.
has a situation where you have to learn things to do it. I mean, there are positive things about it. It's good competition. I wish people didn't get hurt, but that's another whole matter. But what's going on now is an abomination as far as I'm concerned. And let me tell you what I mean. Our local team that has its heart in Chicago has decided to move to Indiana into a site that actually I think should be a super fun site.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not even going to deal with the fact that the players that play there for a number of years are going to have to deal with the super fun problem. But we'll continue there. The problem I have,
They're going to pave over the whole thing.
yeah,
You
but
know,
see, that's the
fine.
problem. I am aghast at these vanity projects, which is what they are.
Mm-hmm.
They're billionaire vanity projects, and cities throughout this country do everything but bend over and pull down their pants.
Well, literally do it. Like,
I'm
they
not being
figuratively do it.
facetious.
They
I'm not.
figuratively do it.
Yeah, I'm not
Yes.
being facetious with that.
Yeah.
To get these people to come in and use them.
Yeah.
Chicago is going to be on the hook for $450 million
Yeah.
that could be used for other things.
Yeah.
The way this works out and I'm going to talk about this a little from an ex-politician standpoint. All of these developmental things, whether it is bringing in a football team, baseball team, or an industry of some sort, anything that you can bet on.
Yeah.
They come in and they basically get the communities to provide huge numbers of dollars with the perception that in the long run, those things are going to pay for themselves.
Yeah.
Specifically with the Bears, they were basically upgraded Soldier Field for at the time what 650 million dollars,
Yeah,
something like that.
Something like that.
It's now about $450 million, and what's going to pay for the bonds they're using to do the upgrades on Soldier Field and everything else is the increase in taxes they're going to get
Supposedly.
from people coming in and going to restaurants and
everything else.
And everything else. Now here we have a circumstance where our billionaire assholes say, "Oh, we're not going to do that. We can maybe get a better deal someplace else."
Sure.
So they're going to go to either Hammond or Arlington. It's still up in the air. They're acting like the decision's been made, but they're still playing one another.
I mean, they already bought the stuff.
Yeah,
out
this
They're
is
just sitting on
total
it,
bullshit as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
And I'm in a quandary here because I love the sport. I'm mostly a Detroit Lions fan for other reasons, but that's another matter. But this is absurd.
Yeah.
We're going to be in a
agree.
position that the people in Chicago are going to pay a $450 million bill because a billionaire has no compunction about screwing the city. Okay, period.
Yeah.
And my point is, and this is the 1 minute thing I think we're gonna do.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to get it a little more concise than what we're doing now, obviously. I'll get Rocky to help me with it since she says I always need to start at the beginning, meaning first there was water,
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
Well, yeah.
But this is something that more and more is becoming a anchor for cities. The city of Chicago is going to have to pay those bonds off.
Yeah.
Without any additional money coming in because the team's moving away from there.
Yeah.
And this is just a catastrophe as far as I'm concerned. What could the city of Chicago do with $450 million?
Oh, all sorts of things.
Right. Fix the schools, maybe catch their pension plans up. But no, we're going to have to deal with the fact. And more than that, the businesses in that area, Miller's Pub, all those places specifically that get big numbers of people coming in when there's a game or something going on at Soldier Field, are not going to have that. The money that was supposed to be coming in to pay for those bonds is gone as soon as they disappear. So I am totally fed up with this. And any politician, I don't care if I like you about the other 99.9% of what you're doing. If you kowtow to business or billionaires about any of this stuff, I am going to become your enemy because this is crazy. The students in this city, the medical people, the cops, the fire department are the ones that are going to get screwed on this, as well as everyday people.
Yeah.
And this just drives me crazy. We're acting like this is, well, that's the way things go.
Well, that's the way they're going all over the country and pretty much in most of the
Well, I'm going to take a breath now and let you talk for a little while because I could just fucking vent for another half hour.
I completely, entirely agree with you. The question is, outside of, Revolution 2.0.
People have to start voting in their interest rather than their party.
Well, we also need to get a party that
has
doesn't
their
turn
interest.
around and screw us in the first place.
That has their interest at heart.
Yeah.
This
and
is
neither
this.
party has been particularly good about taking care
No,
of
they're
the
both
people.
corporatist parties
Yeah.
right now, and this is crazy. It. I can't believe all of the media around here is just sort of shrugging their shoulders and saying, "Well, this it's what's going to happen."
Yeah.
That
Well,
that is
they're
totally screwed. Anyway,
we're all in the matrix, but people don't realize they're in the matrix, so they have to defend the
I'm
system.
going to reduce my blood pressure now. uh, our friend, Mr. Murphy, and my wife and I
Yeah.
went on a run this weekend and went to the Hyde Park Art Fair,
Oh, nice.
which we usually do every year.
Very nice.
And then, as what follows with Mr. Murphy, we went on a bar crawl then and went to Hannigan's, an Irish bar, and then a Scottish bar that I can't even remember the name of because at that point I was too drunk to understand what it was. And basically had a really good time.
Hmm.
The Hyde Park Art Fair brings in artists from everywhere. They're from Florida, California,
Yeah.
any place you can think of. This is a very big deal. And it was
It's one
stupendous.
of the oldest in the area. From what I remember.
Exactly. It was stupendous. Lots of people there. Everybody was having a good time.
Cool.
We did better this time than we usually do. We bought a couple of books from the 57th Street bookstore,
Yeah.
and Rocky bought a hummingbird statue.
Oh, cool.
But usually we're, we don't get away so easily. But I salute the people that are doing that. There were lots of people there. It was just a good time.
Cool.
So that was really positive. National news. This is where the real problem is going to come as far as I'm concerned.
Well, where do you want to start?
There was a discussion among a couple of guys, and I forget even who they are. It was probably during a Midas Touch thing or
Okay.
something like that. And one guy has basically renamed our president.
Oh, yeah.
And this is probably one of the more, I don't know how to, appropriate, let's say appropriate names for someone.
Hmm.
He basically has named our president Shitler,
Mm-hmm.
which is a good description because I think in some ways he is Hitler, but very
But a
incompetent.
shitty.
But incompetent.
Yeah, they're also incontinent.
Don't bring that up. We'll.
I mean, this works on multiple levels.
So,
Like everybody's talking, a few months ago about the smell of a full diaper anytime he was around.
but I'm not sure. That could very easily be an urban legend, as far as
I want to believe it because
I know
it
you
makes
do,
sense. Also,
but I tend to fall back on those sorts of things and think,
there's been enough.
and as someone,
reporting.
I am only a year younger than Shitler.
Yeah, but nobody's
and-
calling you Shitler, and you
and-
don't eat McDonald's 6 times a
Well,
week.
that's true too. But I understand the problems with various parts of the body. My body
Yeah.
doesn't work the way it used to, as yours probably
It
doesn't,
doesn't.
too.
No.
And I don't really get into that stuff.
Anyway.
That's like, from my
Anyway.
standpoint, that's like middle school shit. We're gonna go after someone for farting or something like that. The problem I have is what he does. I don't care about the fact that he falls asleep or he's thinking,
Everything else.
Yeah,
all the actual
that's
horrible behaviors.
That's all secondary stuff
right.
to the fact that he's an evil asshole.
Anyway.
We're going too much into that, huh?
Nah, we're everybody knows this. we're talking about how to reinvent the wheel.
But
We
not
can
getting anywhere.
Keep going.
But not getting anywhere. Okay,
The more we
this is for you,
perseverate on it,
and I want you to talk about this rather than me, because too often
we'll see.
you sit to the side and poke me and
Yeah.
and
I'm-
do various
I'm the
things,
color commentary.
and you
guy.
and so this one I'm going to poke
I'm
you.
the funny one.
Okay, I understand. I was reading a thing
I'm
that
Ed
has said
McMahon.
that now bots outnumber people on the internet?
I
And what
mean,
your opinion?
technically speaking, it depends on what you refer to as a bot and how you define bot. But that's probably actually been the case for a very long time. They're just more intelligent than they used to be.
Doesn't this sort of
And
frighten you a little bit?
now, what you're thinking of, though, is specifically social media accounts that are run by AI agents,
Mm-hmm.
which are just dumb.
Evil.
Just dumb. I mean, they're mostly used for evil, but
Well, see, that's the thing.
they're still dumb enough that you can kind of figure out if you look at it close enough and be like, oh, this is not a real person.
Well, and that's something we do all the
But
time.
you know,
Yeah.
what cracks me up is a couple of years ago, Elon Musk was bitching and moaning about Twitter having too many fake people. Yet he's come in and like tripled the number of fake accounts just so that he can feel good about people, supposedly following him, which now everyone on X has to. He's like Tom on MySpace.
Well, I mean, everything revolves around the dollar right now in a lot of these areas. So, anyway,
At least that's
I
what you
just
think.
thought,
No, it's makes total sense. I completely believe it's. Hell, I got a couple set up myself. I don't use them very often, but when I do, they're fun.
what I want to talk a little bit about depopulation. And,
Okay.
and what I mean is this: that there are a number of countries that have already started going through this.
Yeah.
The classic example is Japan.
Sure.
And if you spend any time looking at Japan, Japan has gone from an economic powerhouse during the 70s that we were really worried
Mm-hmm.
about them surpassing us, to one that has not only depopulated, but gone into a situation where their economy is really screwed up.
Yeah.
And most of it revolves around the fact that they've lost people.
Mm-hmm.
They have a massive amount of real estate that no one wants
Yeah.
because, for example, in Japan, you can buy a really nice house out a little ways from Tokyo for nothing
Mm-hmm.
because there's nobody that wants it.
Right.
And the thing that I'm looking at is, in our country, because of our friend Schittler,
Mm-hmm.
which I will use the whole commentary
that's fine.
here, he doesn't understand that immigrants, and specifically the children of immigrants, are the only thing that has kept our country growing and has created a situation where we can generate more money for people. What I fear is now that he's in a position he wants to kick out all the immigrants.
Well, he thinks that depopulating is going to solve certain problems, which it won't.
It's not.
But it is an idea that is very popular amongst the uneducated.
It is, but it is because he's made it popular.
Oh no, he didn't make it popular. It was popular well before him. He just capitalized on it and took it.
What I'm saying
way
is
too
you are correct. There are lots of people that talked about replacement theory forever.
amongst other things. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Replacement theory is very specific.
he is hooked on to that.
Yeah, and he figured out that he can rile people up.
And the thing that bothers
Yeah.
me is we're going to become Japan. We're going to be in a situation where we have more real estate
No.
than people.
No, I don't think so.
And
Because
we'll
what
be
we're
into the
experiencing
same
right
thing.
now is temporary, and we're also a pluralist society, whereas Japan is a island nation, considerably smaller, and a monolithic society. Japan is not welcoming of immigrants in the way that the United States is, never has been. Their entire society is very different.
It's more
than ours.
close. I don't disagree with a lot of your saying, but
I
there are
do
lots
think-
of Americans right now moving there because of how inexpensive it is to live
Yeah,
there.
but a very small fraction overall.
I don't know that that's true right now because a lot of the other areas, specifically things like Thailand, are shutting down a little bit. So I think people are looking at other places.
Again, you're talking about, you know, a few 100,000 tops.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's like Japan's not very welcoming. You have to jump through some hoops to be able to immigrate.
There, it is more welcoming than some.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
But I agree. I
I'm only
agree
saying this
with you.
because I've thought about it.
I agree with you that Japan has historically been a very closed society.
And it's still difficult to get in.
I'm not sure it's what it was.
You want me to call my friend at the consulate and have her
Okay.
tell you?
Yeah.
Because, yeah,
Yeah.
she
Yeah, I
will.
do.
She's the one that makes the passports for Japanese citizens.
Okay. Um, anyway, the point is, what I'm trying to say is, as countries become wealthier
Yeah,
and don't allow immigrants, what happens is the people have less kids.
right.
And when they have less kids, the population doesn't grow. And over the last 50 years, this country has gone up 100 million people,
Mm-hmm.
not because of gray people,
Yeah,
but because of
you know,
immigrants
the
that are
race.
coming in.
But you know, this is a country built up of immigrants in the first place. I'm going to say two things to counter and simultaneously support. what
Okay,
you said.
go ahead.
Um, first of all, automation continues apace. You're getting more work out of every employee than you used to, and the
Yep.
employee actually does less work.
Yep.
So we're still generating wealth, but it's also all getting gobbled up by the top, percentage, and the rest of us are just, getting the scraps. That I think is going to be more of the downfall in the
No,
long run.
I totally agree with that. But
At the
that's
same time, we
that's
don't
a
need
portion.
to have as many people coming in and joining the workforce because we don't need as much of a workforce to generate the kind of wealth that they used to have. The other problem being, yeah, you can generate all this wealth, but
Where
is
does it
actually
go?
coming from? Where does it go? How is it actually working? Like our entire economy, if you ask me, is a flimsy house of cards to begin
Yes.
with. And the people who are running it think they know what the fuck they're doing because they keep seeming to be right. And
Well, they
when
they
they're
continue
wrong,
to listen to
they
someone.
have enough people telling them, "Oh no, that's fine. You'll be right next time."
They continue to use as their god someone like Milton Friedman.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
So as far as places ending up like Japan, I see China 20 years from now being in a similar situation. Just because one-child policy that went on for so long,
That
now
they're dealing with
there
that.
is a swath of single, unmarried, unmarriable men.
Exactly.
So, like, what happens when the Chinese manosphere takes over?
Well, but see, I think that the Chinese are very much in the same circumstances as Japanese, looking at from our perspective.
Yeah, but they're like,
And
they
the,
want to get married. and
well,
have
but
family.
see,
There's
wait,
no women
wait.
left.
What I'm going to say is this: as someone who's actually been to China,
Okay.
one of the things I noticed about it is that the government in China has supported people building things like mad that are empty.
Yeah. If you're talking about the real estate boom that they
There
just
is
went
a
through
massive
and-
real estate problem in China
yeah.
right now, and a massive problem with what you're talking about. The curious thing is, it is just not guys. The ladies in China have just as much trouble developing relationships with guys as the guys do right
I've
now.
got no insight into that. I just know that there's way more
And-
men than women.
Right. So
Demographically.
you're in a position that it's a very bizarre circumstance. And one of the things that drove Japan into the problem they're in now is the real estate problem.
Yeah.
They had a massive situation where they just built like mad and thought that
Mhm.
everything would go great,
Yeah.
and it ended up
And then it didn't.
exactly. That's something I got to pay for, but we're not getting any money from.
Yeah.
And when we went to Dalian, which is considered a small town in Japan. It
Yeah.
only had 6 million people. It's bigger than New York City, but in Japan it's considered a very small town,
Yeah.
almost parochial.
Yeah.
And as you drive into the place, because we drove all over the place, and actually part of the time stayed in the countryside,
Okay.
and they're trying to basically get everybody in the countryside to move into the cities so that they can make the farms bigger rather than having really small plots.
Yeah.
There are all sorts of things going on. But there are innumerable 50-story towers that have no one in them. And ultimately, I don't care what the circumstance is, if you're basically your economy is creating wealth by building things that don't generate wealth, sooner or later that's going to be a massive problem. You can basically not pay attention to it, think that it's going to happen in the future or whatever, but it is a massive problem for them. That's
Yeah.
the same sort of problem that Japan went through.
Yeah.
So
Anyway.
what I'm saying is depopulation is something that we haven't had to deal with as the United States,
Yeah.
but with the
The
numbskulls
current,
that we have in place now,
administration trying to limit only immigration from South Africa and
Exactly.
only if they're white.
exactly, we're in a position that we're following down a road that leads to disaster.
Well, the upside is, yeah, that'll only last another like 2.5 years, or it won't matter anyway.
Well, but see, that's one of the things I put in the back of my brain. I'm not going to last very much longer anyway, so it's so
Not my problem.
yeah, it's not my
However,
problem.
I would kind of like to think that the great experiment would last a little longer.
Well, and see, that's the thing. You would every person would like to think that when they passed, that the world was a better place than when they got here.
Yeah.
Okay, and
That's the hope.
I think that's one of the things in this country that we've done very well. Now there are areas that we haven't done so well in,
Yeah.
but that's another whole matter.
Yeah.
But as a general rule, I think we have followed that. I'm waving at Carrie, who can't see in the window. Anyway, the next thing I'd like to talk about, UCSD, University of California, San Diego, which I view as probably the third best campus of the UC system in California,
Okay.
behind Berkeley and UCLA, did a study on sports gambling. And this sort of falls in line with some of the bitching we've done in the past about gambling, and this is a very dangerous thing for us.
Yeah.
The study, and this is not a small study, they had 700,000 people.
Yeah.
I'm just passing that by so you don't ask me how big the study is.
Good.
Only 4% of them actually withdrew money from the system.
Yeah.
And what this tells me is that the system's working well.
For what it was designed to do, yes.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Because what people don't realize is the way a bookie works, or online gambling, or anything else. They want Charlie over here to bet on the Bears,
Mm-hmm.
and they want George over here to bet on the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
And what they do is they charge both of them a percentage,
Yep.
which the mob used to call vigorish,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what they make their money on.
Yeah.
They theoretically make it on the fact that they balance who's betting where, and how do they do this? By putting odds and points and everything else into a position that
Yeah.
that invites people to vote in both to bet in both directions.
Yeah.
And we have always had gambling.
Yeah.
I mean, it used to be the realm of bookies and that sort of thing, unless you went to Las Vegas like our friend Tom. But even Las Vegas is another whole matter as far as sports betting is concerned.
Yeah.
And I am not a Puritan. as you probably know.
I don't know. There are times I'm not sure. There
And
are times.
that's what Rocky
Anyway,
would say too. Rocky would say there are
she's
portions,
not.
there are portions of
Anyway,
my personality that are Puritan. Let's put it that way. But this is not a good thing. Um,
basically, there's no constraints anymore. There's no you have to go all the way over and do this, or you have to travel to a specific place, or you have to risk getting busted. Yeah, was there gambling? Yes. Did people run numbers all the time? Yes. Was there? You still get pull tabs in Wisconsin. There's still
But
video
now-
gambling machines all over Chicago, and I hate them all.
well, it's frightening.
The problem is-
You go into almost any business, but especially the ones that like a convenience store or something like that. The convenience store we have on Lund has 2 or 3 machines right now.
Yeah.
And there are people sitting there all the
Yep.
time. I mean, the worst circumstance we've seen is the gas station on Devon
Yeah.
that has the hamburger place attached to it.
What's the name of that? Burger Bites.
No, well, I thought that was across the street, but
No,
I
that's
think you're
Drippin'
correct.
Bites. Burger
I think
Bites.
you're correct. It's a very good hamburger place.
Just east of Clark on Devon Avenue. Devon Avenue.
Right next to Devon Market.
Yeah. Fantastic burger in the Shell station.
Exactly. A very good place
This
to
is
go.
a shout out. I now want a burger
Yes.
from there.
No, I totally agree.
No, I completely agree.
But the
especially
problem
now that
is-
we got Polymarket and the speculatives.
This what I have in my mind is someone on Social Security and in playing these games
Oh yeah.
and just I mean we are all adults. We're in a position that we can make decisions ourselves. I don't want to be in a position I make decisions for people. But
People are dumb. Nope.
and
Screw
you're
'em. Screw
not
'em.
a Puritan?
Screw 'em. No, I'm definitely not a Puritan. I'm a pragmatist.
Well, there you go.
If you're too dumb
Something-
to know that you're going to get screwed by the machine,
My view of this is
you deserve to get screwed by the
governments have seen this totally as a way to make money,
machine.
to generate more money,
Yeah.
period, without considering the ramifications.
Yeah.
No, and
I would agree. Most of the politicians did not consider the ramifications. I think some of them looked at it and said, "Yeah, screw those people. Let's take the poor
well,
people's
even
money
that's
even
more that's more frightening than my view. It's just at some point, people that are politicians and in charge of this mess have to say, this is not a good thing, because it is not. I don't want a 70-year-old person living on Social Security and barely able to pay their bills, because that's what happens here right
Oh yeah.
now. As their only release, going down to a store someplace
Mm-hmm.
and losing money in a gambling situation.
In the false hope that I'm going to hit it big and I will have all the money I need.
I
and
have
don't
my
to worry
own
about it now.
I have my own fantasies. I buy lotto tickets every once in a while.
I also think that's unhealthy too.
It is, but I look upon it as being a exercise in, I know it's not going to happen, but there is a fantasy
Yeah,
involved.
and you were able to limit yourself to a little bit here and there, unlike a lot of other people who don't have
But that's what I'm
that,
concerned about. And you can have
ability.
all the things at the bottom of all your advertisements saying this is how these are people that can help you with your gambling addiction
Yeah,
problem,
but none of the people who are being affected by these ads are listening
or
to that
pay
anyway.
attention to that.
Yeah.
So I'm hopeful that someone will see this before it's the disaster it could be.
I think we're already actually there. It just hasn't reached critical mass yet.
Okay, now as a final thing,
Mhm.
last time we did this, you talked about a specific movie.
Movie.
We talked about this just before we started this podcast.
I just got out of a movie. So
Basketball.
Oh, basketball.
Oh,
yes, from
goodness
the,
gracious. I cannot believe this.
Parker and Stone.
Yes. With them in it, too. They did not just write it.
Oh yeah,
they
yeah.
were
No,
in
this
it.
is one of their
And
90s.
and they French kissed one another.
One of the better. That's your takeaway.
I was impressed. It was rather sloppy. But
yes,
was
basketball.
not really that gay.
Basketball, which starts out with a wonderful montage explaining how sports went wrong, which is all about teams moving from place to place.
Well, we've talked about earlier.
Which we've been talking about the Bears pulling that, which every time they start talking about the Bears moving, I just think of and then reference basketball. My favorite is the like inter-sports play. So there's like the baseball players up to bat, and all of a sudden football player just tackles them. Yeah. It's like, yes, we need to have all the different teams.
What's
playing.
amusing to this?
I wanna
What's
see
amusing
basketball
to me
players
about
playing hockey.
this is we actually had a drunken discussion like this on a ship when I worked for Scripps Institute of Oceanography.
Yeah.
And actually, we designed a game on a baseball field.
Okay.
The problem with this design was you started at home plate and you had to work your way out. So it was a combination of a number of sports in which involved a lot of bashing one another.
Sounds fun.
So the first few feet of what went on would be a bloodbath. And then theoretically, as you got further out, it would be easier to maneuver.
Less and less bloodbath.
So I found it infinitely amusing that these guys had thought about that, although theirs is, from my standpoint, and I mean this only in the nicest kind of way, pussified, in that it's just shooting, basically, when it comes down to it. Ours was blood-based.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Uh,
it's an interesting situation. Got any bar stories?
you know what? I don't today.
I can talk about the fact that I'm to the stage now that one of the places I feel most comfortable is in bars, talking to people and having a good time.
Okay. I've been
And
there
I think
since I was.
And I think a
9.
lot of what's wrong with this country is we've lost a lot of that. And in our trip this weekend, we went and conversed with a lot of people, had a good time. We went, the last time we went out, we went to a bar in Hyde Park, and we're coming from a funeral, of all things. And we were all semi-dressed up because no one dresses up for anything anymore.
Right.
And we came there and we talked with the person. We got some food to eat because there was a way to eat food in this bar. And the bartender charged us for nothing.
That's nice.
Now both of us left massive tips,
Yeah.
to say the least. But it's interesting to me that this person did not know us at all. We were new people. And
But they took good care of you.
no, they did more than that. They were very nice to us. I don't know what the perception of the situation were, that she perceived we came from the funeral and she was being nice, or we were just new there,
Okay.
or whatever else. But she was very nice. She talked with us, and she was a very good person, an African-American lady, because my friend Murphy, we spend a lot of time in the South Side.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it down there. The people there have been nothing but great to me. The interesting thing is, much more than here on the north side. That doesn't mean after we've been here for a while that we become part of the people here. But what I'm talking about is walking in the door. I have never walked into a north side bar and 4 or 5 people turn to me and say, "Hi, how are you doing?"
Just going to the wrong bars.
Well, you'll have to take me to some of the ones that are like
Well,
that.
we'll get back to going to other bars and we'll find them.
Okay, that sounds good. I think we're really done with everything but the main discussion.
Yep.
We can go see if Gil wants to do this. Or
Well, I need to
Olde.
take a break and get a beer anyway, so let's go ahead and pause.
We're going to pause for a little while
If we don't come back, there will be another video
with that discussion.
Actually, take that back.
We're
going to say
trying.
goodbye. There's going to be another video with the main discussion.
Right,
when
we're
we get to it.
manipulating here. We're trying to put together
Shorten
a program.
things so you don't end up with 2 hours of us just being stupid in one go.
But I enjoy being stupid.
Oh, we can still be stupid for 2 hours. They don't have to sit through all 2 hours.
It's exactly true. Hopefully, we will be back in a few minutes. If not, we appreciate you watching us here. Hopefully, we stimulated someone's thought, because the biggest thing, as far as I'm concerned, is we've got to start thinking about fixing things rather than letting things
Go out to a bar, talk to a stranger, convince them to join your cause. And if you don't have a cause,
make one up.
send him an email,
And I'll make one up
and
for you.
we'll figure something out.
Okay.
We do have to come up with a closing tagline at some point.
The closing
Maybe it'll be
tagline
tonight.
is tagline is I'm loud, but I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. How's that?
I'm loud, but I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. See you, folks.
Thank you very much.